Hi, I'm Ketan from Brightside Dental. Welcome to episode 34 of BSTV. So I was on a training course a few days ago called the Supercharged Dentist, which I booked recently. It was a one-day course, and I went to it knowing in advance who all the speakers were and the topics of the talks as well. However, I went there with the view that I was going to learn lots of new things, techniques, ways of working, and changes of how I would be working day to day. But the day turned out to be very different in a really pleasant way. So there were a number of speakers throughout the day. All of them talked for about an hour to an hour and a half of various topics related to dentistry. So one of them was related to patients of the practice and lifetime patients as such, so patients that we would see on a regular basis for a very long period of time, and that fits very well with Brightside and our practice ethos, because the practice has been there for many years, as many of our patients have been coming to us for a long time. And our view is that we want to build a long-term relationship with our patients, and the purpose of this talk was about how by seeing our patients on a regular basis for a long period of time, we can have much more impact on their long-term dental health, which makes a lot of sense. And there are a number of ways that we can modify the way we're working and things we assess and review in order to help achieve that for you. With regards to some of the other talks, the one was related to gum disease. There's been some big changes from the dental side of things in terms of how we measure, monitor and treat gum disease now, because there's new international classifications that have come into effect a number of months ago. So that was good to hear about that and learn about the ways that we need to be recording and treating things in a slightly different way. One of the other talks was on dental photography. So I use photographs on a routine basis pretty much every day. But again, here what was really useful was about using it for different purposes, so which is something that we already do, but again there were some simple tips and advice of how we can use photography to help as part of our record keeping and patient care, and also for communication purposes as well. There were a number of themes related to communication as well, and also one of the big takeaways was that I am someone who goes on courses on a very regular basis. I like to learn and improve my knowledge and skills, partly out of choice and something that we have to do as part of our continual professional development. But the big one was not about learning on the day. It was about the fact of then reviewing what's been learnt and implementing things, and this is something I'm notoriously guilty of. I'll go on a course and then come back, be in the practice the next day, get really busy, things take over, and then all the good intentions from the course then reduce as the days and weeks go on. So what I'm planning to do, and starting from today, is I've set time in my diary today to implement changes and put into practice the things that I've learned on the course, so that then I can then put these things in place to help our patients. And one of the things that came out from this part of things is I think this can be the case for many of us, where we may do something, learn something, and then life takes over, we get super busy. And a very good example of that is for our patients, and feedback we get is with hygienist appointments, because patients will go see our hygienist, they'll have their teeth really nicely cleaned and then be advised on what they can do with their day-to-day maintenance. Now, often a lot of this is things they already know because it's been discussed before, they're fully aware of it, but then life takes over, and then unfortunately after a few days, a few weeks, things start slipping back to old habits. So what I would urge is, where possible, try and start implementing the new habits immediately, on the same day or the day after, where possible, which will give you every chance of being successful with making those changes. Thank you very much for watching today. Join me next time for more advice and tips on improving and maintaining your oral health, as well as practice news. The good news for me as well is that the title of the talk was the Supercharged Dentist, so I was thinking that I'm going to need lots of new equipment, materials in order to put everything in place, and fortunately I don't, because everything was just modifications to how we're working. So I can stick with my bike and no need to think about a Tesla. Thanks very much. Have a great week.